All right, next I want to talk about filters. What are they? How do you get them? And why are they really important? So let's start by actually getting them added to this particular worksheet. So we'll start by actually highlighting all our different columns at the very top here. So we'll highlight all the way from A to N. And then I'll go ahead at the very top and click on data here. And then right after that, there should be this filter icon, and we'll go ahead and click on it. And I want you to notice, as soon as I click on it, you'll see that on all the headers here, all the column headers, there's these carets now that appear. And if we click on one of these carets, what you'll see is that it'll actually show us all the different, in this case, I clicked on the age category. There's actually an entry here on this pick list for every single age within our data set. Which is quite interesting. And on top of that, what we can do is we can start to filter out some of the ages in this case from our data set by just simply unchecking them. So for instance, if we want to uncheck anyone under the age of 10, we can start to uncheck them. And what we'll see occasionally is you'll see now that row number 5 is now missing because it's being filtered out because of our actions here on the pick list. So that's one way to filter out data, is to manually click on these, the items in the pick list here. I'm going to go ahead and undo that by clicking on this clear filter option. Another way that's a little bit more complex is right where it says this choose one option. I'll go ahead and click on that, and now we can filter patients that are a certain age, who are not a certain age, or greater than a certain age, et cetera, et cetera. So for instance, if we want to find patients that are 65 or older, we can use this greater than or equal option and just hit 65 and then enter. And now what you'll notice is a lot of entries are actually being filtered. And what you'll see is each row now actually contains patients 65 and older. And one thing that's neat is you can add filters on top of filters. So for instance, say we want to find patients that are 65 or older and that also have diabetes. So under this diabetes column, we can go here. 0 means no diabetes. 1 means the patient has diabetes. So if we want to find patients with diabetes, we would uncheck the 0 so that only 1 remains. And now we have a listing of patients that all have diabetes here. They all have 1s. And that are all 65 or older. So this is an example of sort of stacking filters on top of one another, or having multiple filters to be able to get a particular subset within our data set. And at this point, we can, of course, copy it off and do something else with it. But just I think this is it does a pretty good job of illustrating how filters can be quite powerful. And then finally, after we do all this filtering, especially if we have 3, 4, 5 filters, and we want to get rid of it, instead of going through each of them and clearing them, at the very top here, there should be this clear icon right next to the filter, and this will get rid of every single filter across all the columns. So we'll go ahead and click on that, and that's how you sort of undo your filters.